Hello dear English learners. If you have ever wondered how to take your English reading skills to the next level, you are in the right place. I am Priyanka Chaudhary and welcome to my channel. Today in this video, I am going to share with you 4 very important questions that are significant if you want to enhance your English reading proficiency. So I would request you to don't go anywhere and keep watching this video till the end. Towards the end of this video, I will be sharing with you how to find the right books for reading. Most of the time, people do not realize, they do not understand which book they should actually pick for reading, and they just start reading anything that is in front of them. And because of not knowing their own level of reading, they don't understand the text properly and then they just hate reading. That's the reason I am going to share with you the right books for reading. Then you can decide which book you should pick for reading. Well, without any further ado, let's begin. Let's first understand what are the qualities of a good reader. Means who can be called a good reader? Generally what happens, we people think someone who is reading with fluency, with right pronunciation, can be called a good reader. But let me tell you, a person with nice fluency and speed with correct pronunciation cannot be called a good reader exactly. Then what are the qualities? A good reader is someone who engages with the story, with the plot of the text. Besides this, a person who identifies with the characters, who visualizes what is happening in the text. And a person can be called a good reader who can connect with the characters, who can relate, who can evaluate understanding, who thinks while reading. And what I believe that a person is called a good reader who can anticipate what is going to happen next and what the author actually wants to convey by writing that textbook. I hardly find people reading a textbook like this. People just read the books for the sake of reading and just for I would say show off. I have seen many people reading textbooks on a metro and I don't really understand that how much are they actually understanding the textbook, or they are just showing off to others. So this is not the way exactly. Whenever you are reading, you should actually sit in a peaceful environment where you can actually focus on the words and the sentences, where you can actually think and visualize. If you can do this, then that is an effective reading. Well, now we have understood that what are the qualities of a good reader. Now let's understand that how can we improve our reading skills. Number 1, read regularly. If you want to incorporate this habit of reading in your life, for that you need to be consistent. You need to read regularly at a specific time period. Fix a time, or you can set a reminder on your phone that this time I can completely focus on reading and this is the right time actually. So read regularly. It doesn't matter whether you are reading. I am not asking you to read for half an hour or an hour. If you are reading just for 15 to 20 minutes, that is enough. And 15 to 20 pages is maximum. So I would advise you to read at least 15 to 20 pages, or if you are not able to do that, 10 is also enough. So read regularly. This is step number 1. When you will be reading the text on the regular basis, that will become your habit for sure. And when you read regularly English, you want to improve your English, it definitely going to improve your English for sure. Because when we read, there are so many difficult words that we come across, and we not only enhance our vocabulary, it also improves our pronunciation of the words as well. So read regularly. And the second one is take notes while reading. So whenever you are reading any book and you come across any difficult word, idioms, phrases, note down that word, idiom or phrase then and there, and try to find the meaning of that word and the phrase, and then try to understand the entire sentence, what it actually says. So this is how you will be improving your vocabulary. and you will also get to know that how you can use this phrase or word in your sentences while speaking. So take notes while you are reading. Whenever you decide to read, read aloud. Do not read in mind, it is not going to help you. Reading aloud makes you speak English words and sentences, and it is important if you want to improve your English speaking skills as well. So speaking while reading is really important. Reading aloud improves your pronunciation, fluency and comprehension of the text. It helps you to understand the rhythm and the flow of the language. So read aloud. And here is the next one. Challenge yourself. Always try to read the books that are above your comfort level, because if you will be reading the textbook that are very easy for you to read, and you are not actually taking a pause while reading and you are just reading on and on and on, then it is not your level actually. So if you want to improve, you want to learn some more, or you want to enhance your vocabulary, boost your vocabulary, for that you need to pick those books that are little above your comfort level. Start reading different genres like horror books or fantasy, sci-fi, comic books. There are like historical books. There are a number of books that you can go for. So what I would suggest you is to make a little shift towards reading some other genres as well. Here is the next one. This is setting goals. So whenever you have decided that now I am going to develop this habit of reading and I will be reading books every day, so set a goal that today I will be reading this much number of pages. This will actually help you to stay motivated, and the next day I'll be reading 12 or 13 pages. So this is how you can set goal every day that I have to complete this much number of pages. As I said, this will keep you motivated. And the next one is very important. Review and reflect. This is the time to actually analyze and evaluate your understanding. After reading a book or anything that you have read, let's say an article or a text or anything, this is the time to actually test your understanding, whether you have understood what you have learned or not. So try to share your learnings with others. If you have finished reading a book, try to elaborate or explain what you have learned to others, that this is what I have learned in this story. I read a horror story today, or I read a horror book, and in this book I liked this person's character. Anything, you can even describe the entire plot to someone. Okay, so this is how it will help you to improve your speaking skills as well. And whatever the vocabularies you have learned from that book, you can also use all these words, expressions, idioms while speaking and reviewing it to others, whether you liked or disliked the book, what character you liked, what character you did not like, whether you liked the story or not. So this is how you should actually review and reflect after reading. Whether you have read 10 pages or 20 pages or the entire book, make sure you have to review and reflect. Here is the next one. This is asking questions. Asking questions while reading is really important. The moment when you ask questions, you actually test your knowledge about understanding the text. You can ask questions like, who is the main character in this story? Or what is the author's intention behind writing this book? Or you can ask questions like, what the title of the book actually suggests. The book that I'm reading, is this relevant? Should I continue reading, or can I connect with this book? Like keep asking these questions to yourself. And is this a new word that I should know the meaning of, or how can I use this word in speaking in my daily life? Or are the words which are used in this book modern or ancient words, archaic words? Did you understand what you read? This is what you can ask yourself. Or what are the new words that you have learned? Or you can ask yourself, share any 5 words that you have learned out of reading these 10 pages. So these were 6 points, or you can say 6 tricks and strategies that are going to help you to improve your English reading skills. It's the time to find the right books for reading. For that, you need to ask questions to yourself. Like, let's say you are reading a few pages, okay? And the moment you start reading and the moment you finish reading, ask yourself that, was that easy for you to read? Did you know all the words written on these pages? Were you reading fast or you were slow? When you were reading, did you find very tricky words? And while reading, did you find it difficult to pronounce the words? Did it affect your speed of reading? Means these kind of questions you must ask yourself the moment you finish reading a few pages, right? If you get the answers like these, it was very easy for me to understand, and the words were really easy. I could understand almost all the words written on these pages, and I read it like this in a few, like very fast, and I can even retell what was written in these 3 pages. So if you answered yes, this is not a book for you to like enhance your vocabulary or expressions, because it was very easy for you. This is not right book for you. You should move on to another book, or you should pick another genre. And when you find a book that is very difficult for you to understand, the moment you start reading a few lines, let's say 2 or 3 lines, you are not able to understand, you do not know what is happening, that is really tough for you. You should not again pick this one as well, right? So I would tell you to not to choose a book which is very easy and which is very tough. So you should pick a book that is quite relatable, means you are understanding, at the same time you are finding a little difficult words. Means if you will, let's say there is a page that you are reading, and on that page if there are only 2 to 3 words that are not making sense to you, then it is fine. If you are finding 6 to 7 words or phrases or more than that which you are not able to understand, leave reading that book, and you should not continue reading that book. So because if you will continue, then it can make you feel not interested, you will lose interest while reading. So, and for your more convenience to understand finding the right book, here you can see on your screen, this is how you can decide what is the right book for actually reading. Now is the time to evaluate your level of reading. So let's figure it out whether you are a beginner, intermediate or advanced English reader. For that, I will be sharing with you 3 paragraphs. First one is for beginners level, second one is for intermediate, and the third one is for advanced level readers. So read these paragraphs one by one and then ask yourself whether you read these paragraphs very fast, whether you knew all these words, or whether you could understand what was written. Keep asking these questions, and where you find no to all of these questions, then this is not the book for you, not a paragraph for you. You are not at this level of reading, and you should not pick a very hard book or a very hard article or a paragraph for reading. Don't read it, and pick a book that is not very easy and that is not very difficult for you. So now let's have a look at these 3 paragraphs. I'll see you after that. And that's it for today's video. If you really found this video helpful, engaging and valuable, Give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and share this video as much as possible. Hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any English learning updates in future. Till then, bye bye. Take care.